Okay, so I'm back here. Realized that I was not zoomed in well enough, so I tried to get in a little bit closer so you could see better. And I'm happy with my grain, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on here now. Again, smooth brush strokes, nice and clean. I'll probably go back again, add a second coat on some of this. But another convenient thing here is that I have a good deal of green left over, so I'm just going to push it a little bit deeper. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to that. Hopefully you had an okay time finding tempera paints. Usually you get them at Walmart, get them at Hobby Lobby. You don't need like a lot necessarily unless you're going to paint a lot. I would say maybe a little 8-ounce tube would do for each color, each primary color, white and black. So I'll check out that blue-green. Blue-green is a very difficult color to make. Also kind of a cranky color, similar to green itself. It seems like I always have to add a lot more blue than I intend to, or that I think I need to when I'm making blue-green. So that looks pretty good. I feel like I've got it pretty close. Maybe just a little bit more blue. Just to push it just a little bit more. Yeah, that looks better. It pays to be picky when you're working with color, for sure. So, yeah, I think I like that. I could probably add a little bit more blue to this. Maybe even like just straight in here and blend it. There we go, I like that way better. Look, I was being tentative and not adding what I needed to. Okay, cool. So now on to violet. Violet's one of the harder ones, for sure. Most people really struggle with violet. Difficult to kind of see as such. And so with this one, because blue is stronger than red, we start with a good deal of red in here first. And then we're going to go ahead and just take a little bit of blue, and we're going to add that in to the red. And I recommend making your red violet first, because sometimes people will get a little bit confused about what red violet is and what it should look like. It's going to have more red than blue in it, obviously, but I think I'm down with that. That looks pretty good to me. So it's going to be kind of a cooler red as such. I use red violet quite a bit. It's a good descriptive color to use when shading. I'm just going to try to lay that on real thick. Okay, so now more blue added to this. And again, if you get lucky and you have left over, just keep adding a darker color. And like I said before, my violet's not a very solid violet in here, so I'm just gonna lay it out thin and see what I think. As long as I've got something darker than this, it's not quite as dark as this, I'm good. But like I said, violet's kind of tricky. Should be, equal power to the yellow, or rather the red and the blue, to make this violet. Make it a high fidelity violet. And again, it seems like you have to add a lot of blue sometimes, because red and blue are quite similar when it comes to their strength and relative power. There we go. I like that pretty well. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and lay that on nice and smooth. Try not to have any brush strokes. I just want a good flat work on my color wheel here. Okay, done with that. One more to go. I'm going to add a good deal of blue to this mix, because it's going to get much darker and much closer to a blue. Being careful not to get any of the green that I left in here before, because that's just going to muddy up my color. It's going to turn it more like a brown. I think we need even more blue. There we go. Try that out. Sometimes it lays differently on the paper than it does, like within your brush, and so it helps just to lay it out and try it. Maybe take a few swipes on some other paper. Looks pretty good. Again, I feel like maybe I should add a little bit more blue into the actual swatch itself just to deepen it more. It's closer that way. Okay. Cool. So that's my color wheel. Again, I strongly recommend going back over anything with brush strokes if you have any of that leftover color, and then kind of clean it up onto the next skill element within this painting.